Well, hello, welcome everybody. This is my first podcast, and I wanted to ask my friend Megan Elaine, who I met about a year ago, and she's done so many great things. She's been such an influence in my life. I so since the moment I met her, she inspired me, and we talked about octopus and how she's a traveling artist, a tattoo artist, no less, very talented and very knowledgeable. So many other great things, like you're a published author and you host your own podcast show and you help women with being unlocking their inner badass. So Megan, it's I'm so happy to have you. Please tell us more.
Oh gosh, well thank you for having me. Oh holy shit, there's a giant wolf spider on the ceiling. Let me deal with
Oh
that
my goodness.
just for a second. Uh, oh, it's crawling into something it should not. Oh my God, it's huge.
Oh no. Megan and I live in
Okay, sorry about
Whistler.
that. Well, I managed to knock the huge giant hairy spider into the sink, and I think it went down the drain. But
Okay.
anyways, that
You're
was
safe for now.
we're safer now. Uh, but yeah, so we both live in campers. We met last June. And yeah, it was really cool because you were my neighbor for 2 weeks, and that at that point had been the longest I'd ever stayed somewhere. Before I was moving like every day, every other day, and I realized that that was becoming a lot. And I feel like we definitely hit it off right away. I don't remember exactly what we first talked about, but I remember leaving that conversation and thinking, oh, she was cool. Like, we could be friends. And then we ended up hanging out a lot in that 2 weeks. Um, so yeah, like you said, I travel, I do tattoos. I had the honor of tattooing an octopus on you, so I love the topic of conversation of today. And
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, we're talking about well, just our travels on the Sporegon Trail. It's what we're doing here, doing different interviews of people I meet along the trail here, and you've been such an impactful influence in my life. I wanted to, you know, it all started with you pretty much. Let's get it together. I was like, yes, if she's doing it, I can do it too. So here we are doing it. Yay.
Yeah, I love hearing that.
Yeah.
Is there something in particular that like really made you feel that way?
You know, you just your fearlessness. You you have this confidence about you that just it's like your aura, I suppose. You such you just did it. Like no questions. I mean, I'm sure you had plenty of questions, but you're just owning it. You and your dog, you got in a camper and you closed up your shop, which was Octopus Inc., which I thought was so cool. Speaking of octopus, and I thought that was great. I thought, like, good for you, just applauding you and seeing your travels over the last year and seeing you blossom as this amazing marketing person, putting your flash up with all your beautiful artwork of the different tattoos you do. And I want all of them, by the way. So it's just hard for me not to be like, take all my, I'm trying to make money to give it to you so you can put art on me. So,
I love that. That's a beautiful
uh,
circle. Well, yeah.
yeah.
Well, I really appreciate that. And I've really been reminded a lot about that fearlessness as of recent, and it's never something that I really considered. There's being back in Montana where I know a lot of people, there's so many that I've ran into so far that are like, you are so brave, like, how do you do it? Like, blah, blah, blah. And it makes me really, really want to help people step into that badassery and just do the things because, you know, this life is seemingly very short and why not just run like we're on fire towards the pursuit of our dreams?
Absolutely. I fully support that.
Yeah.
So tell me more about unlocking your inner badass. I've attended a couple of your breathing exercises on Saturday morning, and you've helped me get out of bed. So thank you very much, making that positive change in my life. I appreciate that so much, Megan. So tell me more about that, or tell us
Yeah.
more. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've taught yoga for about 5 or 6 years, and I knew breath work was a part of yoga and obviously a very important part, but it's never something I explored much on its own until about 2 years ago. I went to a holotropic style breath work, the one that I like to teach you. And it was 45 minutes, and in that 45 minutes, I transformed. I felt like I was able to release so much stuff. I was able to have a clearer vision of what I wanted to do. This was before I closed my studio. And then I started teaching just breathwork classes because I was like, man, I really need to get this out there. And being in the small town of Billings, Montana, it's like that wasn't really discovered much up there. I mean, kinda, but not really. And I just started seeing such a profound effect on people who came to the classes. I mean, it was really powerful. Um, and so when I decided to live on the road, obviously teaching in-person classes was going to be a lot harder. And so I brought them onto the online space shortly after I had met you, after I had left there, or maybe I was already doing it. I don't know. But throughout the summer, I was doing just on Zoom free breath work, and it was really awesome. I had, one or two people show up every time, and it was great. And then I kind of fell off the bandwagon there, you know, wasn't hosting weekly stuff. And it wasn't until December last year I kind of decided like I need to sink into my own practice. Like this is a tool that's available to me and I know it's available and I need to just kick my ass into some more discipline and actually start using it because I have all this time living on the road by myself. And so it was Christmas Eve. I was all by myself. Okay, here's that giant spider again. I'm just gonna ignore him for now and deal with him later, but I would keep my eye on the spider. Dude, it's like the size of a
Stay
dime.
safe.
It, well, I want to save it. Like, I want to put it in a mug and
Obviously.
then toss it outside. I usually don't kill spiders because I hear that's very bad luck. I don't usually kill bugs in general unless they're flies because that's the only reason you can get rid of them. Anyways, I digress. In December, I was doing breath work on Christmas Eve alone. I smoked a fat bowl of good old marijuana beforehand and really just went in deeper than I had ever before. My hands clamped together like a tuning fork. I mean, they were buzzing at the fingertips so much to the point where I could audibly hear my fingers like just in full vibration energy. So I took them and I like put them into my heart. Just like felt that buzzing in my heart chakra and all of a sudden I just realized like I am on this earth to bring people back to their breath and to their true essence and like help dissolve away all the bullshit that's happening in the world right now
Mhm.
and help people kind of wake up into this existence a little bit. And from there, I was like, all right, breath work is back on board. And so it's been going consistently every week. And now I have, I'd say, about five regulars, two women that really, really consistently show up every week so far. And it's all been amazing. And I mean, I guess I could continue talking, but I shouldn't just be on a monologue. So, yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Thank
That's great.
you.
Just I love seeing all the work that you're doing every day and all the posts you're making. And like you've launched an app and you just really working your network out, much like the mycelium. And I think that's really when we bonded with another mushroom lady that appreciates because you loaned me or you loaned me but also ended up giving me the book, a copy of the Entangled Life. So thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you end up reading it all the way?
Some I need to finish it.
Yeah, I mean it's a very like scientific book. I
Yeah.
mean sometimes when I was reading it I was like, "Oh man, am I really retaining any of this?" But I'm fascinated with mushrooms and that was definitely how we bonded. Because yeah, the mycelium is like the largest, I don't even know if you'd call it an organism. Would you? The whole mycelium? Yeah, it's like the largest organism on the earth and it's so un understood, not
Yeah,
understood.
yeah, it's located in Oregon, no less.
Yeah. So
The honey mushroom.
the honey mushroom?
Hmm.
Okay. I don't
And
know if
so
I'm familiar with that one.
it's pretty destructive. That's how we can tell how big the organism is because it's like they call it the meadow maker.
Mm. Hmm.
And so it really shows the destructive forces of mushrooms. Even though it's an edible mushroom to humans, I suppose it's digests trees quickly and fully.
Which is just so weird to think about because it's just basically this thing that is mouthless and heartless, but it totally has an intelligence and can eat a tree. Like that's
Right.
crazy.
Right. Actually, I was listening to a podcast this morning about the cicada zombie fungus.
The zombie fungus.
Yes, the one that like is specifically like for cicada that uh, makes spores. Basically, while they're living dormant, while they're living underground for 17 years, when they're eating the tree that's infected with the mycelium, it's also infecting the the cicada. And so when they are out for like 2 weeks, when they're reproducing, it creates the male the male cicadas that are infected. They act like females, and then they start bumping into each other, and then they release the spores, so then infecting everyone it mated with, and then the cycle. It's so that it just keeps creating more and more zombie cicada, and like
Wow.
because basically the cicada like eating the tree is damaging the tree, and the mushroom was like, well, actually, I'm going to eat that tree, so you're the pest, so I'm going to kill you so I can eat the tree. And I think that's very interesting of self-preservation that the mushrooms are doing, helping us out with the cicada problem, but like, they're taking care of number one. And I think that's very interesting.
Yeah, they're like utilizing their enemy also
Yes.
in many ways. That's
Like for
crazy.
17 years it hangs out, and then for
Wow.
2 weeks they have a party, and then they die.
That book that I gave you, Entangled Lives, I forget who it's by. But anyways, they talk a lot about lichen in that book, and that was really fascinating to me. Uh, because I never really thought about what lichen was. I mean, I had obviously seen it in all nature. It's everywhere. But I
Mhm.
never was like, oh, I know what that is. And for those who don't know what it is, it's like a single-bodied double organism that is part fungus and part algae, which are like completely different in the animal kingdom. And they share a body so that they both benefit. And it's like, it just makes you think about what that even means to have a body.
Right. Oh yeah, so if they're like, well, it's kind of the intelligence is the mushroom part of like that intelligence, overlapping that's making the algae portion or yeah,
Yeah.
cells reanimate. Hmm. We can speculate. I do think the mycelium network is well, I mean, it is that's how they transfer information between trees.
Yeah.
That's been proven.
It's so fascinating. I don't know why people aren't talking about it more, actually.
Right. Well, knowledge and the suppression of knowledge. It feels like
It's true.
harder you are, then you have more problems, you know?
Yeah, I mean, not all of us have all the time in the world to learn about lichen. Uh,
But you can if you make time, if you stop scrolling.
it's so true. Yeah, I recently read that the average person spends 30 years of their life on their phone, and it's like, what could you have mastered in 30 years of your life if you traded even half of that time with, say, learning an instrument or
Yeah.
being in nature in general?
Being in nature, correct. Yes, this is the place we need to be.
Yeah, that's beautiful. It makes me miss Florence.
You gotta come back soon.
I so plan to be back.
Yay.
And this time when I'm back, I want to get into a tattoo shop in Florence. So that would be cool.
Perfect. Let's hook you up with some locals.
Cool. Is
That
there
sounds
tattoo
perfect.
shops there? There's gotta be.
A tattoo shop?
Yeah.
There's one in Old Town that I'm aware of. I'm not so familiar with any others.
Hmm.
Oh, cool. That's where I'm at every day, pretty much, doing my little shows. So,
Okay, sweet.
yeah, we could parallel. We talk about mushrooms after drawing our breaks.
Yeah, exactly. An octopus.
Yeah.
So, what made you so interested in octopus?
Oh, well, I think the ocean kind of scares me, but the octopus, they are so smart. They are so incredibly smart. And you, generally, like, I feel like usually I think the smartest person in the room a lot of the time. And when there's an octopus in the room, it's like, oh no, I'm not even nearly as smart. So there's an octopus at Hatfield, ran by OSU and up in Newport.
Hmm.
And I've been hanging out with those octopuses for octopi, I guess, for quite many, many years. And I think we're on the third one now in that cage or that aquarium. But anyway, uh, they're so smart. They are figuring out puzzles, and they're each time they do the puzzle, like the next octopus already kind of knows, like they're already advanced faster. Like every time another octopus tries, it's like, how do they? They're so smart. I don't fully understand, and I think that's great. I don't need to. I mean, I would like to understand, and so I want to just keep learning. So maybe someday I can. But octopus, they're another breed. They're aliens, clearly, much like spores.
Yeah.
So what
Yeah.
got you into octopus?
I mean, I definitely agree with they're just so intelligent and just, I mean, they're definitely aliens. And they've been here so long and yeah, I don't know, it was maybe when I was like 14 or 15, I just really liked those well I still do like ocean documentaries where you learn about all sorts of critters and creatures and I always thought the octopus were just like the most diverse. Um like they are just unlike any other creature. And so when I started drawing and painting and things like that, I would use octopus as subject matter a lot because I liked how versatile their shapes were. They got like just cool little details in their suction cups and things. And so I started drawing and painting them a lot. And I feel like when you're young, if you kind of like something, all of a sudden your parents and everyone that knows you like a certain thing, like let's say horses were your thing, like all of a sudden you have everything horse. Like people start getting you octopus this and that and it's been the same with mushrooms for me. Like my mom knows if it's got like some sort of mushroom pattern on it, I want it. So, you
Yeah,
know, and and you
correct.
saw the wallpaper in my camper with all the mushrooms and but anyway, back to octopus. They're just cool ass creatures and I think that they like it's just interesting how there's such diverse creatures in the ocean and we're not like terrified of them because they're in the ocean, but if an octopus was walking on land and like actually doing its octopus thing, like it could survive, that'd be terrifying. I'd be like, that is literally from a different planet. And so, you know, it's just
We can't
interesting.
compete. We
I'm,
can't compete with the octopus.
yeah. Well, and they are one of the only creatures to utilize a gun. They can use their siphon to like shoot rocks out of it. You're aware that they fucking can just change their skin color and texture and grow horns and they do it all without thinking about it. Like it's just happens.
Like ink bomb, and then they switch colors and they're gone.
Yeah, or they
That's
just like
what
morph
can
into a
be
different
expected.
shape and confuse the shark. They're like, "Oh, I don't want that kind of fish," you know. I could go on and on about octopus facts. The fact that they have 2,000 suckers, little suction cups, and they can taste, smell, and feel independently with each one of them.
Whoa,
Yeah,
whoa.
yeah,
Putting those nine brains to use.
right. Like it would take nine brains to
Oh
process
yeah.
all of that.
No. Oh my gosh, because they have like the big octopusy part and then the
Yeah, yeah, they have a mantle and then they have like another brain
yeah,
for each tentacle.
the mantle. Yes, thank you for using scientific.
I know the mantle and the siphon, and
Oh, wow.
I think they have a beak, but like other than that, I don't know any technical terms, but
You're doing great. You
yeah,
got me beyond scientist, Professor. Uh,
that's awesome.
you're awesome.
Yeah. But anyways, I don't remember if I totally got sidetracked when I was talking about helping people embody their inner badass. I now that I think about it, I'm like, wait, did I ever finish that thought or did I just completely go into a different direction with mushrooms? I feel like I did. Um, anyways, psilocybin and plant medicine in general has absolutely helped me ignite some sort of badass in myself, because it breaks down beliefs that we are taught our entire lives and it curates a different perspective and lens and you know gosh my mind is like where do I even want to go with this but like when
Yeah,
it
well
comes
said.
to
Yeah,
when it comes
exactly.
to helping other people like ignite their badass like they don't need psilocybin, they can access that without it, just like you can still have fun without alcohol and you can.
Mhm.
It's I think as a society we have felt that it's the medicine or it's the whatever that shows us the way, but I think really what it does is breaks down our ego enough to where we can realize the way or that we're in our own way and get out of the way and get on our way.
Yeah, that's well said. Get out of our own way. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm currently working on a TED Talk that talks a lot about how we get in our own way, where we think of the but what ifs and we think of what are other people going to think of me and or what if it's hard? What if I fail? And these thoughts aren't, concrete kind of obstacles in the road. They are just imagination. And if you can learn how to see that and decide for yourself, like, I don't believe in that, or that's not my story, or, that's not going to stop me. That's the first obstacle, which is the hardest obstacle in your way of doing the thing, like just taking action towards actually living your dreams, living on the road,
Yeah.
singing, having a podcast, whatever, if you can get out of your own way mentally, the rest of the challenges are not going to be that hard.
Right.
Because I
Absolutely.
I truly believe the next challenge I have a bite on my hand. I'm like, there's so many bugs that you have to deal with living in a camper. But anyways, the next challenge or obstacle is other people trying to get in your way. Whether
Hmm.
they're telling you you should be scared or saying, who are you to do that? You're not qualified, or, you know, you're gonna offend people, your grandma doesn't want to hear about, blah, blah, blah. Like, whatever they try to put in your mind, that's just a lens that they have built up their entire life. And that might be super true for them, but it doesn't have to be true for you. If someone wants to poo-poo on your dreams, like, that's them just not believing that they could do it. It has nothing to do with you.
Hmm. Correct. Well said.
Thanks.
Breaking that generational trauma.
Right. And just realizing that generations in the past were never taught that things like that were possible for them. And so of course they don't believe it's possible. And so I think it's up to our generations to prove that, yeah, you can do it. And yeah, it's hard. And yeah, there's times where I'm like, holy shit, what am I doing this for? But it's worked out.
That's fantastic. Well, I think it's about time to probably wrap up a little bit, but I want to ask you what I was going to ask. Well, I want to ask everyone what's their favorite mushroom, but I also want to ask you what your favorite octopus is. So I can have a few questions for you.
You know, just like the classic giant octopus is pretty wild. I also really like the blue ringed ones because they
Mm,
like flash and get all crazy when they're happy or when they're upset and I mean, I think all octopus are weird in their own ways, but what about you?
well, I love the giant Pacific octopus.
Hmm.
It's so beautiful. Pretty much orange all the time, can turn purple. Also, a lot of the time. Oh, so just so beautiful.
It is.
And
It
that's the one
is.
that they keep at Hatfield typically. So,
You're frozen, but I can hear you. Oh, there you are. Cool.
and then your
My favorite kind of
and then
mushroom.
favorite mushroom.
I mean, I like all kinds of mushrooms, but the morel mushrooms I think look like weird zombie brains, and I love it. They taste good. I have some tattooed on my arm back here, and I wish that they were more in the front so I could see them. But
Uh,
yeah, I think all
nice.
mushrooms are pretty good. Oh, lion's mane. Can't leave
Mm.
out lion's mane. That is like what's gonna cure cancer.
Oh, 100%. Absolutely. I immediately notice a difference in my cognitive abilities which I should speaking of which, I should get back on the lion's mane train.
Yeah, if you have access to it, hell yeah. Um,
Yeah.
when I was in Pacific City, which isn't too far from where you are, maybe like 4 hours, but uh, there was a man who I met at a farmer's market who grows all kinds of gourmet mushrooms, and he had the most beautiful lion's mane mushrooms I've ever seen. So delicious. Him and I were just chatting because our booths were next to each other all day, and at the end of the day, he comes over with just a giant beautiful lion's mane mushroom for me, and he was like, "Here, take this, sear it in some butter like a steak." And that night I ate it, and it was one of those meals where you can feel it actually nourish and integrate into your body. It's amazing.
I love that. I love that. I know what you're talking about. And those have been the mushroom heavy meals. I agree.
Yeah,
Sounds wonderful. Oh my gosh. It's Tuesday. I can go to the farmer's market tonight. Yeah,
nice.
okay. All right. So yes. Let's eat some lion's mane tonight for dinner. Guess that's what's up for dinner.
Right. Well, man, I need to get more water. I'm currently out of water, so I can't do dishes.
No. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But soon I will
Camper
get
trash.
some lion's mane and make a meal.
Yeah, dude.
Camper life for anyone wondering.
Camper. Well, thank you, Megan. It was so wonderful speaking with you today, and thank you so much for being my first guest. Oh my gosh, it's so wonderful catching up with you again.
Of course,
Would you like
thank
to plug
you.
anything before we wrap up here?
Yeah, if anybody wants to come to weekly breathwork, please do. And just to connect with me, you can find me at art__nomad on Instagram. There you'll find all the links to either see where I'm tattooing in the future or I you can also listen to my podcast and find my app and I just recently started doing one-on-one breathwork uh, mentoring. I don't like calling it coaching because that just has a weird connotation now, but I've pretty much become a breathwork guru for one-on-one. So if you are someone who wants to explore that side of yourself in a safe space where you can actually ask someone questions and because a lot of times when people are doing breath work, there's things that come up that they're like, is this normal? And there's not really a time to ask the teacher always. So having that one-on-one support where you can further understand what's actually going on really helps people. And right now I have two clients and it's just been amazing seeing their journey in it. And yeah, so if anyone wants to connect, I'm Art Nomad on Instagram. And yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you, Megan. Okay, we'll see you. We'll talk to you soon. Okay. Bye.